Unique education. Study with motivation.
The human body has several types of joints, each allowing for different types of movement. Here are the main types. Ball and socket joints allow for rotational movement in almost all directions. Examples include the shoulder and hip joints.
Ball and socket joints are a type of synovial joint found in the human body. They are characterized by the spherical head of one bone fitting into the rounded socket of another bone, allowing for multidirectional movement and rotation. This type of joint provides the greatest range of motion among all joint types. Key characteristics. Structure. The ball, a rounded, ball-like end of one bone, fits into the socket, a concave depression, of another bone. Movement. Allows for movement in almost all directions, including flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and rotation. Examples in the human body. Shoulder joint, glenohumeral joint, the head of the humerus, upper arm bone, fits into the glenoid cavity of the scapula, shoulder blade. Hip joint, the head of the femur, thigh bone, fits into the acetabulum of the pelvis. These joints are crucial for activities that require a wide range of motion, such as throwing, lifting, and rotational movements. Hinge joints are a type of synovial joint that allows movement in one plane, similar to the way a door hinge works. Examples of hinge joints in the human body include the elbow and knee. These joints permit flexion and extension but limit other types of movement, providing stability and controlled motion. Ellipsoid joints, also known as condyloid joints, are a type of synovial joint characterized by an oval-shaped articular surface that fits into a complementary oval-shaped cavity. These joints allow movement in two planes, flexion and extension, and abduction and adduction. An example of an ellipsoid joint in the human body is the radiocarpal joint in the wrist. This joint enables the wrist to move up and down as well as side to side. A saddle joint, also known as a sailor joint, is a type of synovial joint that allows movement in two planes, flexion, extension and abduction, adduction, without allowing for rotation. This type of joint is characterized by the concave convex shape of the articulating surfaces, which resemble a saddle. A well-known example of a saddle joint in the human body is the carpometacarpal (CMC) joint of the thumb, where the trapezium bone of the wrist meets the first metacarpal bone of the thumb. This joint structure provides the thumb with a wide range of motion, including the ability to oppose the fingers, which is essential for grasping and manipulating objects. Pivot joints, also known as rotary joints, are a type of synovial joint that allows for rotational movement around a single axis. These joints consist of a cylindrical bone that rotates within a ring formed by another bone and a ligament. One of the most well-known examples of a pivot joint is the atlantoaxial joint in the neck, which allows for the rotation of the head from side to side. Another example is the proximal radioulnar joint in the forearm, which permits the rotation of the radius around the ulna, allowing for pronation and supination of the forearm. Gliding, or plane, joints are a type of synovial joint found in the human body. These joints allow bones to slide past each other in any direction along the plane of the joint, up to the limits of the joint's ligaments. Characteristics: articular surfaces, flat or slightly curved surfaces. Movement: non-axial gliding movements, meaning they allow bones to move past each other in multiple directions but not around an axis. Examples: found in the intercarpal joints, wrist, intertarsal joints, ankle, and the acromioclavicular joint, shoulder. Function: gliding joints provide flexibility and facilitate complex movements. They help absorb shock and distribute loads during activities such as walking, writing, or lifting objects.